Okay, before we begin, I would like to tell you that we are end of another chapter, another year. You trusted us and joined with our classes maybe 3 years back or some 2 years back, some very recently, maybe like you don't know when you have joined, but you are like studying with us for a certain period with a trust. And now actually we have come to end of another chapter. That chapter is not this book chapter, but the thing is another chapter of your life, that is grade 9. And officially we are going to finish it today, because next day you will have your examination scheduled to be held next week, same time, same day, and you have to do that online in jicts.lk website, because Edmodo is no longer available to us. You can do the examination using jits.lk, it's already there, but wait until we announce the examination. And so anyway, it's in the next week. Wait until we announce the time and the schedule, then you can log into the web page and do that. Okay, so up to now we have discussed the syllabus few times. Now actually we last time we were discussing about this sequence selection and or repetition operations in programming. Sequence is where the instruction flow is flowing down, and selection is where the instruction flow is divided to few branches, right, like this. And if arrows are flowing on the one direction, we call that like arrows are flowing on the one direction like this, it's going here, 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 but no way to move back. So then we call that selection, because you have this path, or let me draw in another color, pink color, or this path, either this path, either red color path or purple color path. Likewise, if you have multiple alternative paths, we call that selection. That is due to a condition. So in selection also we use this diamond like condition. So that is diamond shape. Then actually the repetition is where uh, the arrows are flowing into, like arrows are also branching like the previous, but the thing is these arrows, there's a way to move up and link with the starting arrow. You can see the branching happens, but the thing is it is moving circular way. Then we call that repetition, because it is possible to come to the same point again and again based on this condition. This is the condition, branching happens, but it is possible to come to that point again and again based on the condition. We call that repetition. That is what we have learned last day. And one more thing that we need to discuss, that is about the arrays. Right, you can see all these are done using repetition. This is drawing a square, actually repetition inside repetition. This is 4 side 90 degrees mean square, and you are going to draw 100 such squares around this, and that will give you this kind of shape. That is repetition inside repetition. So inside one repetition, another repetition is the likewise. You can nest it. This is repetition and sequence inside repetition. Sequence inside repetition. And this is a repetition again, sequence inside the repetition. So likewise, various things can be merged together. Sometimes you can put conditions inside the repetition. Here you can see there, this is also repetition, repeat until it's a repetition, but you can see conditions, if else conditions inside the repetition. So these things we have learned. And today we need to look at these arrays. So if you can remember what are these arrays, it's like a train. In a bus, there is one unit. Bus is just one unit. But train, there are many units, many boxes, many units, which can transfer passenger, which can transfer people parallelly. Right? Again, think about the ice making box. I think you have seen this ice making molds. Ice making molds. Go to Google. Ice making mold, right? So these molds, can you see here? This mold can hold, actually it can keep multiple multiple ice cubes here. It can keep, this is 6 grid. 6 grid means it can keep, oh, let's move into this one. So why is that? Did I click on the link? Seems. Well, let's go to the images. Yeah, images. How many images? So see this mold, and it can, this is actually advertisement is there. See this mold, inside this mold, it's possible to hold 6 cubes. One here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes. 6 cubes can be placed there. Here they are like, so it is possible to put multiple things together. That is what array looks like. Here you can put a 1 to 7 there, right? So here how many? You can see 6, 18 there. So it's possible to put multiple, right? This is also more, which can put 18, right? Likewise, right? It is in a variable, you can store only one value at a time. In a variable, you can store one value at a time. In arrays, you can store multiple values at a time, many values at a time. There's a difference. How to define array? We just learned, right? How can we define array? So we have to define that as a list. That is how we define an array. We have to go to the stretch and then introduce a new list. We can add item to the list, remove items from the list, display the items in the list. We can go to the my variables. There you have something called make a list. Which a list is kind of array. Then you can give, let's say, marks. It's possible to store. Now in this marks here, this is empty, but it's possible to add multiple marks into this. For an example, you can say, okay, let's write a program very quickly. When you click and you need to repeat 10 times, let's go to control, repeat 10 times. What you're going to do, you're going to ask a question. What's the question? The question is enter a number, right? Enter a number. Okay, when you enter a number or insert a number, that number is saved in this answer. What you're going to do is you are going to add this to the answer that you are giving is adding to the marks. This happened 10 times. When I play this, it's asking enter a number that will be added here. Enter a number will be added. Enter a number. Likewise, you can see it's keep adding these values to that array and it's happening 10 times. You can see length is 10. That is a list or array, right? A list or array which can be populated. This is like a train right now. It's not just one box, a lot of boxes. Same time you can store many values in this marks. But if you define a variable called marks or mk something, it can only store one value here, one value at a time. Given time, only one value. To prove that, I can do something like that. If I remove this line and instead of that, if I set mk to the answer here, see what will happen. It will ask 10 times, first time, second time, but it is replacing. Can you see the mk? It is replaced by the value that I'm giving. Now 56, now what, 56, now 67. It will add 10 times, but only the last item will be there. That is the difference between the array and a normal variable, a list and a normal variable. Normal variable can hold one value at a time, whereas array can hold multiple values at a given time. So that's the difference. Back to the lesson. Okay, with that, actually, the particular lesson concludes. Variables, arrays, years, and the problem, and this is how to find a problem, define it, and find the answers. Sequence, selection, repetition, control structures with that, and the microcontrollers. In the microcontrollers lesson, what we have learned? In the microcontroller lesson, we learned that there are small single board computers, single chip computers. These single board computers or single chip computers are capable of doing a task automatically based on the inputs taken from the environment, and these inputs are also given using some input devices called, within bracket, within, like you can fill the blank. How microcontrollers get inputs? Yes. How
Sensors.
microcontroller? Yes. Through
Sensors.
sensors. Through sensors. Sensors are giving inputs to the microcontrollers. So microcontroller use these sensors. It can sense the environment automatically. For an example, if light presents, it can turn off the street light. When sunlight is absent, when in the night time, it can automatically turn on the street light. Or when a person present, room light can be turned on. When the person is absent, when no one is there, it can be turned off. These are sensing environment. We learn about three kind of microcontrollers: single board and single chip. Microbit is one thing, and we learn about Arduino also. Arduino has different versions: Arduino Uno, Arduino Mega, Arduino Micro, Arduino Nano, right? So normally we are using UNO or Uno, we are using that normally. But Mega is for large project, Nano and Micro for smaller projects. Then we learn how the breadboard connectivity is there. This side is horizontal connectivity is there. Why breadboard? Because it's easy to expand the number of pins. Here Arduino has only, here you have digital pins and the analog pins and the power pins and the ground pins. Altogether there is very less amount of pins, closer to 20, like 20 to 30 pins are there. But the thing is, like when you have the breadboard, you can expand the number of pins. If you have only one ground GND pin, so what you can do is you can connect the GND to breadboard and expand this. Right? We learn about these things. So if you cannot remember, my invitation is please go and look at the videos related to that, because this is not the time to discuss everything, and you can just refer to from there. You can just refer to the videos that we have learned that. But anyway, let me show a small thing very quickly. Okay. How breadboard connection expands. So let's log in to Tinkercad very quickly. The advantage of a breadboard is this: when there's a breadboard, okay, this is it. And I'm using a simple battery, not Arduino board, but just using a simple battery. Say a 3-volt coin cell battery. I'm connecting this to positive edge to the positive and negative edge to the negative. Now, anywhere in this, you will get the positive and negative. That means like you can connect bulbs, LEDs, and multiple LEDs. The reason is, right, here you have the positive. Let's connect the positive. Let's connect negative to any negative here. Any negative pin will work, right? So you can have like, otherwise it's very difficult to connect multiple. But here with this, you can just connect multiple LEDs into the board, because this number of pins you can expand. Number of pins can be expanded. Let's connect this anode positive. Otherwise, the wiring is very complex, right? But with the breadboard, it makes easy to wire, because you can connect any negative here. All are negatives, right? All are linked this way. All are negatives. So if you provide power, this will work. But the thing is, like, you can see very small light there. Thing is like, since it is connected parallel, you can see all. But the battery will drain soon. Battery will running out soon. Right? If you want to control the like power here, you can see it's getting more than necessary power. You can just connect one resistor. You can just using one resistor, you can control this. That is the advantage, right? The breadboard will give provide you expandability. It can be expandable after that. Now you can see the power is connected. Control. Let's use only like 100 or 50 ohms. You can see it's medium. 50 ohm will be good enough. Which can control the voltage. So all these are possible with the breadboard. Breadboard, this side you have the parallel connection, but the other side you have serial connection. How to test that? Let me get a wire from here to here. I'm just connecting. Oh, let's connect using a wire. Is it there? It's not there. Anyway, so let's connect a battery, another battery. Let's use a coin cell battery. Same. Let's provide positive to here. If you provide positive to here, this time it goes downwards, right? From anywhere here, you can get a positive line. Let's get an LED bulb again. So if you connect anywhere here to here, the positive resides. And actually, then for the negative, you can ground to the other pin also. That doesn't matter, right? No need to ground same battery. Just ground it other pin and see what will happen. Because negative pin, just round it to here and see positive are getting from the battery. Negative, you round it and see it's not working because the circuit is not complete, but you can just round it like this. So let's round it here. Let's connect it. I'm connecting here to here. This is how the breadboard works for okay. This way and this way. It's working this side. This is the breadboard working the other direction. So this is working horizontal, this is working vertically. It's possible to do like this. Right, we learn about that and that is in our lesson. Let's move back. Then we learn about the different sensors. One is a humanoid sensor or PIR sensor, which can sense presence of a person. Because this is passive infrared, we are emitting infrared signals through our body because our body is heated and it issues infrared signal. This will detect the infrared signal. Change of the infrared signal will be detected. So I think you have seen the sensor bulbs. Sensor bulbs කියලා කියන්නේ අර අපි automatically යනකොට corridor වල පත් වෙන bulb එහෙම තියෙනවා. ළඟට යනකොට පත් වෙනවා. So these are made of with this PIR sensor. Right? First, like presence, human presence can be detected. And this is similar to the bat. It uses ultrasonic, similar to bat. Bat actually it cannot see. It emits ultrasonic signal and wait until the signal returns, and that is how the obstacles are detected. Similar to that, for the obstacle detection and the distance detection, you can use ultrasonic sensor. This sending ultrasonic signal, which you cannot hear actually because ultrasonic is above the sound frequency. Therefore, you cannot hear that. And then when it's send and receive back, the echo will be detected. And by that, you can calculate and get the distance. Okay, then about the computer networks. 2 or more computers connected using wires or wireless media. 2 or more computers connected using wired or wireless media. We call that a network. 2 or more computers connected using wired or wireless media. Why? For communication and resource sharing. 2 reasons. For communication and resource sharing, you can do that. For communication purpose, you can do that. For resource sharing purpose, you can do that. Right? Actually, what are the wired mediums? We learn about 3. Fiber optic wire, coaxial, and then twisted. No, RJ45 is a port. It's not a wire. RJ45 is only a port. It's not a wire. The wire that you
pair
are using is
cables.
twisted pair, right? It is twisted. But this is RJ45 connector, but it uses twisted pair cables. That is not RJ45 cable. It's wrong. RJ45 is this connector. Connector එකට කියන එක wire එකට කියන්නේ නැහැ. The wire is twisted pair. Fiber optic use light. Twisted pair is a copper wire, and not that. The fiber, like coaxial also. Antenna wires are made of with coaxial. Then Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, infrared. Infrared is light we cannot see because of the less frequency. It travels single direction, omnidirection. But Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, radio waves, omnidirection, globally it spreads. Because මේ ඔක්කොම radio waves. In the වටේටම යනවා. It's globally spreads. But this is light. It's only going only one direction. Then we learn about the equipment, the server, switches, routers, which can be used, NIC, network interface card, the equipments which are used for connecting these devices. Server is providing service, and consumers, these clients, are receiving this circuit. Switch we use to connect all the devices. If there are two different networks, like internet and your network, we use a router. Router can find the best path, the fastest route. Router is like a policeman. Right? The purposes of the communication and resource sharing, we learn about that too. And advantages and disadvantages of a network, how to command using command line, how to communicate to from one machine to another machine. We learn about that too. Right? Command line has a tool, right? How to use net send command to communicate, right? We just learned some machines, this command is not working. The reason is you are not using the professional version. If it is home use, its command is not working. Like we saw that in the workbook when you are doing the practicals. The last chapter is ICT and society, how it affected the society, what are the issues, what are the impacts, how it is positively affected. Everywhere ICT is used. It has increased the efficiency, it's fast, automatic decisions, automation, robotics, automatic, like artificial intelligence, e-commerce, online ordering, all days open shop, 24 hours open online shops, globally doing the business, high comparability, lot of things, bill payments, everything is convenient in the online environment. The other hand, those who are having the ICT and not having the ICT, due to knowledge gap or due to technology gap, there's a dividends that is called digital divide. The people who know and have access to the ICT, people who don't know and also have no access to ICT. So in order to merge that, there's something called digital bridge. We can merge them together by providing the facilities, acknowledging them. Then we learn about the issues, health issues, why different materials, elements affect our health. Therefore, we need to properly dispose these things. One thing that we can do is applying 3R method for e-wastage disposal. E-wastage is something that's thrown away after usage. So you can reduce that. You can reduce using the things. You can reuse. Reuse is one way of reducing. Therefore, these are interacting. And if not possible to reuse or reduce, what you can do is you can recycle. You cannot recycle actually. You have to hand over it to a recycling firm. They are doing the recycling for you. Okay, then different jobs. ICT, if you learn a little or if you learn more, you have a lot of jobs. That is the nature of ICT. If you learn a very little amount, still you can do a job. Still there are careers. If you know very good about ICT, there are still careers. So for example, a software engineer typically having 4 months or 4 years of experience, we learn closer to 1 million or above salary. In Sri Lanka, it is closer to 300,000, 400,000. But when you come to a country like even the countries like Singapore, they are paying closer to 1 million, 2 million salaries per month. Per month, 1 million, 2 million. So that is a big amount, considerable amount. Now, actually, software engineers are one of the highest paid category, even more than doctors sometimes. They're paid. So this is highly paid. Like there are a lot of careers, IT consultants, system analysts. These are also people. So we learn about different jobs there. And also the negative impact to the society, like hacking, phishing, spams. Okay, I have quickly gone through everything, and that is what going to be there in your examination, right? Before we finish, do you have any question to ask from anywhere? Don't depend on the others. If you have question, raise it. Then I can help you. This is Q&A time. Any question? Welcome. I can answer it. You can either send it as a message, or you can turn on your microphone and ask. Whatever method is preferred. Take this time to ask questions, because you will not get this chance again. For grade 9, this is the last time I'm giving this chance. Maybe we will discuss the paper, examination paper, but that is after the paper, right? Before the paper, you will not have any chances. 1, 2, 3, no interest in asking questions. How easy to reach you, ne? You're not even demanding. You're not even asking questions. You're not even making my life difficult. Listening to whatever I'm telling, like Pirit chanting or something. It's very easy. I can tell any lie and then sleep by making you fools. If you don't become such people, that is why Sri Lanka is facing such situation. Because people are not questioning what rulers are doing. They are so happy. Whatever they are telling, next day we will bring you moon, they will accept. Don't become such people. That is what happened to our parents and the elder generation. That's why the Sri Lanka is in this situation now. Because when politicians say next day I will bring moon to you, they are happy. So they will vote. Don't be like that. Ask questions. Okay, no doubts. Very good. Then if you have no doubts, so let's wind up with this. Right. Anyway, then good luck for your examination. Since no one is asking questions, at least send the questions into the chat. If you are like ashamed or if you are shy to ask question, personally drop me a message into WhatsApp, but don't ask a question after the examination or on the examination day. So examination will be held using jits.lk LMS, as now this Edmodo is not working anymore. They are down. They are not working anymore. Therefore, you have to face the examination using gicts.lk. Don't give any excuse because I will not take you into grade 10 without doing the examination. Therefore, do it. That is compulsory. So if there are new students joining to grade 10 without doing grade 9, still they need to do the grade 9 examination. If you are having friends who wish to join grade 9, grade 10 directly, ask them to face the examination first and then join. Anyway, if they couldn't face the examination, there will be another chance to them. But for the new students, but for you, that is the only day, right? So prepare for the examination. Next week you have one leave also. Before the examination day, that is a POE day, but you don't have any classes there. I think you can do the studies and face the exam. Then good luck. See you next week after the examination. Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.